We have been seeing some pretty big updates from Ripple over the last couple days, but also some incredible XRP news as well that I do think almost everyone should know about if you do hold XRP. So first, we're actually going to be starting off with the big announcement from Ripple, which was Ripple is proud to be a founding member of TRM Labs Beacon Network, a first of its kind real-time crypto crime response network. Working with industry and law enforcement, Beacon helps stop illicit funds before they exit the blockchain. Now, what's interesting about this, and they do have a video here as well. I'm not going to play the video because there is music behind it, so it will probably be, copyright or so. But what's interesting here is that we have here introducing Beacon Network, the first real-time crypto crime response network. Exchanges, issuers, and law enforcement can now trace funds instantly and act before criminals cash out. Now, what's crazy about this is if we actually look into this Beacon Network, here we have the homepage. We see so many big players tied to it, major exchanges, crypto companies, you name it. Here we have Flag, Trace, Alert, Action, basically a critical piece of security for crypto. I mean, think about how much crime there is around the crypto space of individuals getting their wallets wiped out, money moving over to exchanges just to get cashed out. I mean, it happens so many times. We see it even with DeFi. I mean, DeFi is the home of, a lot of illicit crypto, activities. We know that a lot of people have had their wallets wiped, thrown into DEX. Then it goes through a huge loophole, which you can go through, the swaps basically, where it's almost untraceable. And then guess what? They have your money. You can't do anything about it. And that's it. Well, with TRM, with this Beacon Network, it seems as though they're trying to solve it. And now Ripple is becoming a founding member of the Beacon Network. And what's interesting about this is think about all of the partners within the ecosystem. Number one, Canton. Canton is actually one of the players tied back to TRM. Here we have TRM Labs partners with Canton Network to strengthen risk management on privacy-enabled networks. Now, Canton Network is one of the biggest players in the private crypto side of the market because if you don't know about them, right? They're working with some of the biggest players out there. They are a public blockchain, but you can't buy, any coin that's associated with it. But they do have a massive amount of money tied to them. Not only that, but they also have a ton of big players tied to them as well. Like, for an example, Banco Santander, Bank of America, Bank of China, Barclays, BNP Paribas, Citi. I mean, guys, the names here are just insane. You could probably pick and choose a few names that you know, and that's just the DApp users. We didn't even talk about the dapps, the governance, the infrastructure, all of that. But they have $3.5 trillion in loans, top 10 banks, $4 trillion per month in repos, 350 plus validators, 30 super validators as well. And like I said, they're tied back to TRM Labs as well, which Ripple is now a founding partner of the Beacon Network with them. But what's crazy about this is they are also expanding rapidly in terms of what TRM is doing. I know that TRM was working with Hedera at some point as well. Pretty sure they're still tied back to them, but I do think that this is a huge update. I think that this is a massive move for the industry. We'll have to wait and see what happens with this and what unfolds. But, these types of pieces are crucial for the future of crypto and for Web3. And Ripple being a founding member is very exciting to see, especially considering the names that are tied back to TRM Labs, which I'm sure that a lot of these players will be tapping in to the Beacon Network. Outside of that, though, we also got a big update for XRP. Here we have top US exchange Gemini hints at something big coming for XRP. What's funny about this is Gemini, when we think about the Winklevoss twins, they have hated on XRP for years and years and years now, and all of a sudden everything has changed. I find this very, very interesting. But here we have top US crypto exchange Gemini has stirred fresh excitement within the XRP community after posting a cryptic message on X. The platform tweeted, "The next era of rewards is preparing to launch, with the capitalized letters forming XRP. This has led many to believe that Gemini is preparing another major initiative centered on the third biggest crypto asset. Now, we also do have the post here. This is the post. The teaser comes shortly after Gemini concluded an XRP giveaway campaign. The exchange awarded 305 XRP worth about $1,000 to one lucky follower who followed its X account and liked an official post on August 7th. At the time, the campaign coincided with XRP's rebound to $3.36 range after briefly dipping to $2.90. That rally was fueled by the official conclusion of Ripple's lawsuit with the SEC. Meanwhile, Gemini's post announcing the giveaway winner had already hinted that something big was on the horizon. Now, the latest teaser appears to confirm that a new XRP-centered program could be launching in the weeks ahead. Gemini has consistently promoted XRP since listing the token in August 2023. Notable campaigns have included the XRP cashback via Gemini credit card, which allowed users to earn 2% back in XRP on purchases such as groceries. The XRP Faucet, a limited time initiative in August 2023, distributed 4,000 XRP daily, where verified users could claim 20 XRP each. These past efforts highlighted the exchange's ongoing strategy to build engagement around XRP within its ecosystem. After being late to the listing party, for context, Gemini only listed XRP for the first time in August of 2023 after a judge ruled in the SEC case that XRP was not a security. Meanwhile, Gemini is not the only U.S. exchange pushing XRP-related campaigns. In June of 2025, Uphold rewarded large XRP holders with $100,000 worth of ZBEC network tokens. Previously, Uphold had also run monthly sweepstakes offering up to 50,000 XRP. With Gemini now teasing the next era of rewards, the XRP community is anticipating another campaign that could rival or surpass its earlier initiatives. Meanwhile, anticipation for Gemini's upcoming XRP initiative is reaching a fever pitch. Reacting to the latest post, one commenter, Quantum Ultra Runner, expressed frustration with the continuous teasers. He urged the exchange to either announce the big news or stop teasing. Others, like Tim XRP, said that they are looking forward to the campaign, sharing how they have benefited significantly from previous initiatives. Now, yeah, listen, it's very interesting to me that Gemini continues to push these types of announcements and these teasers. I personally would love for them to finally just, announce what they want to announce with XRP. We've seen this in the past as well, where, a lot of these exchanges try to, just push these crazy engagement farming posts just to kind of, build some of the, community around these projects to really kind of come over to the exchange, use the exchange, or follow the exchange, or just grow their audience base. With Gemini, I don't know if they really need to do that. They have 585,000 followers. They are one of the top tier exchanges in this space. So we don't know what this could mean. It could definitely be just staking rewards with XRP, but again, we don't know how staking will work unless they actually launch a DeFi liquidity pool or something like that. But who knows what this is going to be this time around. But outside of that, we also did get a big update from Gemini, actually, which was this one. Just in, Gemini draws on Ripple funding deal as exchange prepares for IPO. And yeah, here we actually have the full-on post. And what's crazy about this is Ripple is agreeing to give them a loan, and get this, in Bitcoin. That's crazy to me. The interest rate on this is 4.3%. It's 1,275 Bitcoin. I find this very, very interesting. Now, what's crazy about it is this is coming 2 days prior from this post from Gemini. So again, what is happening here? They want to go public. They're now announcing XRP. They're trying to push XRP. It's just crazy to me. And also, by the way, talking about IPOs, congrats to Bullish on a successful IPO from Ripple. A portion of the IPO proceeds were settled in RLUSD minted on the XRP ledger. This is the first public listing to bring the settlement process on chain and sets a precedent for how stablecoins can shape future listings. Here we have the announcement from Bullish. Bullish has arranged to receive 1.15 billion of proceeds from its recently completed IPO in stablecoins, which represents a historic step for the use of stablecoins in an initial public offering in the United States. Now, again, Bullish, they're not small either, right? They have over 100,000 plus followers. When we're thinking about these moves happening within the stablecoin market, especially even around RLUSD, it's very, very exciting. Now, when we think about this, Jack McDonald, who is the SVP of stablecoins at Ripple, had a few words to say. RLUSD on the XRP ledger is only becoming more integrated in traditional financial rails, from its usage as good collateral to cross-border settlement, and now for the first time as IPO proceeds payment. Even before the Genius Act passed, RLUSD was repeatedly recognized across both crypto and TradFi as the gold standard in compliance. And now the floodgates are opening. Watch this space. This is a Ripple employee telling us that the floodgates are opening. Yes, because crypto and TradFi are converging at rapid pace. I'm very excited about this. And again, if we're thinking about RLUSD, on the XRP ledger, RLUSD has about roughly 85.9 million issued out on it. Other stablecoins include, of course, USDC with only about 1.2 million. But there is a lot more stablecoins launching on the XRP ledger. Another one is EURP, which only has about $48,000 tied to it. A lot more stablecoins are going to be launching, and a lot more stablecoin value is probably going to be launched on the XRP ledger as well in the coming weeks and months ahead. But this is a very, very big step for RLUSD and for even the XRP ledger, as we are seeing from Jack McDonald. And what's crazy about all of this is the value of RLUSD out there. You know, we now have a total supply of almost 670 million issued out. If we actually look at this, monthly transfer volume 3.51 billion, monthly active addresses 4.6K, holders 35,000 plus. The value of RLUSD is up 25% in the last 30 days, and this has just been taking steps to the upside over the last couple of weeks. So I do think that this initiative is going to be huge. I think the fact that we are starting to see stablecoins become a, big piece of IPOs. I mean, think about what this could mean going forward in time. I mean, this is a big, big step. And the fact that this is going to be settled on the XRP ledger as well is very exciting. I think that people are not realizing just how big the stablecoin boom is going to be. I mean, this is going to lead to trillions and trillions of dollars. I know that we keep saying it. I know that we keep talking about it, but I want you guys to realize that it's not like we're not sitting here speculating anymore. These things are actually happening. These things are moving in a very, very fast way as well. I mean, if we go back just a couple months ago, not a lot of people thought that there was going to be almost $1 billion tied to RLUSD. We go back a couple months ago and nobody thought that an IPO would be tied back to stablecoin proceeds. I mean, this is how fast things are evolving around this space. Not to mention the fact that the SEC and almost everyone in the US is now realizing the potential that stablecoins have, and they want to support it as well. I mean, guys, the entire world of finance and even outside of finance is starting to realize just how crucial stablecoins are about to become in our global financial system. And it all starts with names like Ripple, believe it or not. I know that a lot of people don't want to believe it, but Ripple is out here paving the pathway to mass adoption of this tech, and it's through things like this with TRM Labs as well. This is a crucial piece of it because, again, crypto crime is real. I know that we talk about, how it's a very small piece of financial, crime. It definitely is compared to what happens in the traditional world, but it's still something that we need to acknowledge and try to fix. And it's definitely something that we can fix. And that's why announcements like this and with what Ripple is trying to do and accomplish, it's clear that they want this space to be as successful as possible. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on because I'm free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord on the description below. And with that being said, guys, Nick, thanks for watching. Peace out.